39. Thank you so much.
All right. Tell us about yourself. Tell us your background.
I was born and raised in Seattle, Washington. I have Asperger's syndrome at age 3 when I found out my diagnosis, and I'm a well-known musician. That writes songs about my personal life struggles that I've been through and what's been going on in the world that I stand up for. And I've been putting up, and I'm the one that self-promote my music out in public by putting up flyers. And I started doing music in 2013 when I usually gets me into rapping, and I listened to rap when I was about age 5. And the reason why I like listening to hip hop because it helps me to stay motivated and gets my mood going. It's when I was in high school, when I went to that alternative high school called the Center School, which is located in Seattle Center, inside of the Seattle Center Armory, which formerly called the Center House. I joined this program called the Hip Hop Club. It's like an after school program where we learn about what hip hop is about and making those beats and how it helps us to express our feelings and how it matches my ability to talk about what's been bothering me and what I had in mind. When I first started making music and how I come up with the name Fantasy A because I'm into magic, action, and spells being disappear a lot, and the A stands for my real name, so that's what I came up for. Oh yes, I went to New York, and it was awesome, but I did not perform there. I just went to trip out there to put up flyers so all the New Yorkers will know who I am. And so far, 2 New Yorkers just looked me up and I put out the flyer for Fantasy Gets Jacked, the movie that we released 4 years ago. Oh! Hey, what's up, y'all? This is your homie Fantasy A. As a rapper with autism, I want everybody to hear my everyday struggles, especially the day I got jacked. On my birthday. I am not an actor playing a character. I am Fantasy A. I want to show you my dreams and my nightmares. This is where my birthday went bad, y'all. Let's see what happens.
Fantasy A didn't want his birthday to be bad. He was picking up his music video made at Rick Schaefer Studios. Fantasy A gets jacked.
And one of the comments, I seen the flyer first, and the movie is great so far.
Or like a spiritual thing for you, you know what I mean?
It's more of a spiritual thing usually, but one day I'm gonna hold off of doing in the living because usually I work 2 jobs working with the city of Seattle, Ally Universal Event Services, and I still and that takes a little bit time away from me making music, but I still do a little downtime to do music. And I can see myself doing music as a hobby, so people will know what I am and what I've been through, so they'll be more understandable. Yeah. So they'll understand what I've been through, and they can accept that and understand it too.
How does it feel when you're allowed to have your art distributed or share your art with people, and also make a little bit back from it, so you actually see something from that.
That makes me feel great because it helps me to get more exposure and get more people to understand by it. And usually, I just want to have people give me a good feedback and know what my art is represents and everything, so people will get of what my art is. It creates more unique techniques when it comes to that.
And art for you, it's more than just money. Art is something that is good for your mental health and your
Yes.
your well-being and all
Yeah,
overall.
yeah. It helps me. It helps helps my mental health to come up with great art, to get my feelings more expressed out, and that helps my mental health be more better.
Do you think you would be in this positive of a position in your life if you didn't have music and art?
Well, without that, it will take me to the negative direction, and without it, that will make my life boring and make my mental health worse. Without those.
And do you, when you make art, are you trying to put out a positive message to the people?
Yes. That's why my positive message to tell them is to be themselves and be inspired and be respectful, because that will help them to understand so they don't be like someone else and act like they want to be like them. But if they act angry, that's not good for their mental health. So that's why I want to give them the positive message so they can like change their attitude and think their minds so they can't think of the wrong way. So
with our program Artcore, you know about like pretty much everything we do with Artcore, right?
right.
Are you tell us about pretty much what your experience with Artcore has been like?
My experience with Artcore is like getting along with other artists that talks about what they have in mind and what helps them, and just to like communicate with each other and work together and do better art and support each other, do a lot of trades, and show the whole community that we want to bring everyone together as one family. So that's what Artcore is. Alright, first of all, the Artcore and Crossroads Circle bought a bulk order of my DVDs, Fantasy Gets Jacked, which takes place in the present time, in which is about when my personal stuff got stolen by those two criminals I don't know that ruined my birthday. And also, they bought a stack of my shirts that says, remember what Fantasy says, be yourself, be inspired, be respectful, and wash your hands. That has me in it and the coronavirus. And another t-shirt, Fantasy A Loves Me, that has my face in it. It says Fantasy at the top, loves me in the bottom.
Don't tell us too much about it though, because you know.
Okay.
Be careful about that.
Just tell us, just tell us
that there is going to be a second movie.
Yeah, just tell us that there's gonna be a second movie, but then talk about, you can give us a few little hints, but we might edit some of it out and we'll talk.
Yeah, we're gonna have to okay it with.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
Yeah, we'll talk to Noah and David about it also, just to make sure we don't say too much.
Right. Well, there will be a sequel to Fantasy Gets Jacked, and the title's gonna be coming soon. So we'll probably stay tuned for that.
Okay. How close are you guys to being finished with it?
We're like 95% done.
Okay.
With the movie.
Alright, Fantasy A. Fantasy A. Would you rather go to church or do a set at a dope block party?
I'd rather do a dope set at a block party. I wish I would do the church, but I would do a dope set in a block party for right now.
But for me, when I would do shows and stuff, I would always be like, this is like church for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it would be like Saturday night, we're like doing some, we're all, pretty much partying and listening to music with our friends and stuff, and it's like, this is like the closest thing to church that we have.
Yeah.
Especially for like people who don't really have that kind of thing, and for like when you're making music, it's something that you're making art in general.
Yeah.
That's your spirit, and you're showing your spirit to the world, and you're showing yourself to the world.